We are live. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to, I had to look then, TFC Live Season 2, Episode 6. And your eyes do not deceive you. I'm here on time. I didn't fall asleep this week. And yeah, tonight we've got a lot to talk about. Kickstarter have done some fantastic things this week. I mean, it's just been so many great things going on in BP, which I'm sure everyone's really excited to hear about.
I too enjoyed dumpster fires.
Yeah, there's been a lot going on, but we're certainly going to be bringing up all these topics and discussing them at great length. And guys, look, the goo is back. The do is back. I've been working on it. I've been growing it a little bit. What do you think? Leave your comments in YouTube, and all comments are read. Let me pass on to the wonderful Mark, the man, the myth, the legend. TSM, take it away, buddy.
Hi guys, good evening. You're right. How you doing? So let me just share my screen for a second, and then obviously you can lock on me, and we'll go through some controversial maybe slides.
Mark, you forgot the special guest.
Oh, and my apologies actually. Before we get into that, then okay, down at the bottom for those that have been watching the show since the day started. Okay, drum roll, excellent. Okay, Stu's in the house now. This isn't Stu take 2. This is Stu take 1.
Hello.
Okay, so those of you that remember Monster, okay, then Monster basically hopped to my sector today and that sort of stuff. He went, "Hi, dude, how you doing?" I went, "Hello, mate." He went, "Just thought I'd pop in." Okay, pop in. What we doing? There's an Ironclad campaign. And Monster being Monster went, "Done it, smashed it, 200 quid. There we go. We're back in the game. It's all good again."
It's like shopping to Monster, isn't it? It's like he's in Asda just saying, "Yeah, I need peas, I need carrots.
I'll have that whole, I'll do this, I'll rank it, I'll do this." And boom, he's back.
Well, so we're missing one Stu, but we've gained another Stu.
We need at least one Stu on the show at all times. Otherwise, the show blows up or something like that.
We didn't gain a Stu. We went back to the original Stu. That's what you mean.
Right. Well, the other Stu is tied up learning his mega hull since he has his mega now. So
he's at Mega School 101 right now.
He's a mega arsehole, that's why. But hey,
that
is not the word that I used earlier. But
shall we do some slides?
Just quickly though, so can I ask you, Monster, what is your knowledge on mega hulls?
Not a lot, mate. I built them when they first came out. I had a few fights in it, but it needs a lot of work. Put it that way.
Okay. So, there we go. That's actually more information than we normally get from other Stu.
Actually,
oh man,
you've already succeeded.
So we need to do a Stu1 versus 2 mega hole campaign discussion.
So Saturday it's going to be we're going to have both Stus on. It's going to be a knife fight to the death. There can only be one.
It'd be fun. Okay,
use slides. Coin the bigger knife. So
yeah, we've absolutely Or just go make one.
Mm-hmm.
So am I shared? Am I?
You're locked on, Mr. Mark.
Excellent. Right. So there we go. TFC Season 2, Episode 6, by the way, Liam. Okay. You missed the odd one or two. You fell asleep last week, in fact.
Yeah, okay. Let's not talk about it.
So it's the 7th of February. Okay, then. And we're slight delay on the update today. But Andrew being Andrew, okay, he's not in tonight. I get that because he's a busy man. But he has done the slides and he's done a good deal. I've added a couple of in, and because there's not many, it wasn't a huge update, we've added a couple of discussion points in, I thought, conversationally sort of stuff. So let's have a look. So here's the slide pack content. As you can see there, obviously, there's only 5 titles, and 2 of those things you've actually run through before. And we'll finish off, obviously, with a segment for Brian, because he's in today. That was good. However...
I didn't expect that first.
Okay. Ren,
yeah, I asked for that to be our opening slide because it was huge. It was the bigly clusterfuck since the 3rd update, I guess. And if you remember that week, I can imagine. Like, can you picture that? Like some very smart developer in a corner of Kick-Size office says, "Hey guys, you know that metal glitch from 2 weeks ago? I got a real cool script here. It's gonna fix it like in a jiffy. Let me roll with it."
How did we end up with Yoda over the monkeys throwing the fecal matter? I was kind of hoping for that one instead.
Because when you did your mega ship tutorial, mate, your avatar at the front was enough for 1 week, I thought, personally.
Yeah, George, the short answer is because I'm classy.
That was Laredo's dog. That's all his fault.
George, wait till Friday.
I think somebody at Kicks Office actually was like a Falcons fan or something like that. He was really pissed off.
Just tilted off the face of the planet.
Let's turn over.
Oh, that's awesome.
Let's ask our expert at Kicksai. Kicksai, what do you think about this? Oh. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
He saw the meltdown. He wanted to replicate it in the game, and I think it worked.
So yeah, rather than just saying rude things tonight, what we thought we'd do is we'd go like, guys, we fixed it. Here we go. But obviously that wasn't the case, so it ended up being.
It was more like a big, long fart.
I was kind of hoping for the sound effect from the press site where it's burp, 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 burp.
So, you know, it is what it is and that sort of stuff. But yeah, we thought we'd have to bring some humor tonight because, my golly, we had this, we had it on, we had it turned up, we had it turned down. We'll put some medals back in order. We've got no medals. We've got no base parts. My God. Oh, my God, we've got no uranium. Let's bring it back in. Let's give everybody 450 tokens of any type they want to play with. Right, I'll tell you what we'll do. No, we'll take that back down again. Oh, no, 2 on time delay. So let's go on. Everybody that's happened to be on in that 5 minutes, I'm going to build 25 ships, and I'm going to rank them up straight away.
And Kicksai pulled another coming soon, right?
Yeah.
Where like the upgrade, the Monday evening maintenance game was supposed to be down for an hour. How long was that?
It was at least
hours?
It was at least 3.5 because I went to bed at like 12:30 and it was still down.
Yeah, man.
I fell asleep.
Yeah, it was interesting anyway.
A whole bunch of us were just like suffering withdrawal into the TFC page, just exchanging bad jokes last night, waiting for the game to come back online, and it just never happened.
I see someone comment somewhere, and I put up, you know, where was the pokies? Do you know what I mean? I would have enjoyed a bit of pokies while it was down.
And Robin put up the pokies. Thank you, Robin.
Robin's in chat, I can see. So yeah, it was good actually. So we'll make Robin a moderator actually. Somebody can do that, I'm sure.
Where is Robin? Yes, I would do that.
Yeah, by the way, Robin and Jeff, thanks for the job as moderators and welcome to the team. And you guys are awesome so far.
Yeah.
Keep like that, don't fuck up.
Saved me a ton of stuff to do.
Yeah, our new page mods have been doing a fantastic job. They really have.
Yes.
And
the good thing about Robin particularly is Robin's obviously in a different time zone to us, which is fantastic. So we've got the whole world covered now. So, you know, it's working quite nicely. We're all like 8 hours apart, which is brilliant.
TFC
the sun never sets on the sun never sets on the TFC empire.
Yep, it does not.
There's no dark side for us.
No, now we follow the sun 24/7.
There's a dark day. Ren's dark day was today.
Well, I stay inside. I don't follow the sun.
Right, should we crack on a little bit? Okay, so is that enough whinging? Okay, then that's 10 minutes of whinging.
No, I think Brian had a good point. I mean, we're talking about clusterfuck. How about Monday's preview?
Ah, wait, just for you.
We have this cherry on top. You see.
So, I'm on form. So, okay, then come on, let's be honest. Okay, so we go in there, and I'm starting a stream, and I'm sat down. I've got Tito in there with me, and that sort of stuff, and Brian's popped in, and it's all good. I'm like, here we go, guys. Let's have a look at the very first tier 6 hole. So great. We bring up the slides. We go, this is interesting. That's nice. And it's got 6 special slots. That's good. T6 now comes with 6 special slots. Let's go out and have a bit. I didn't get even chance to even build the damn thing, and someone's hit my base. Unknown to me, it was blooming Stu. So obviously, not this Stu, but the other Stu, the one that couldn't make it tonight because he's a tired boy. You know?
Did he beat me there? Damn it!
And you know what? He didn't even get to my channel with a full fleet of 5. He didn't even get to the base. And I was like, Stu, what have you just done? That's interesting. So then I start continuing with buy build, and we come up with some rough idea between myself and Tito and that sort of stuff. We went, I'll go out and play with it. And then somebody else comes in. So I went, right, okay, I'll pause for a second. And then he didn't get within like 2 yards of my base and that sort of stuff. Anyway,
I think that was me, actually.
Yeah, was it you, George, mate? And I was like,
I think
something's
it was.
not right here.
I died like I finally got into the view and it was already dead. I was like, what the hell happened?
So I mean, basically, I went, something's not right with this hole. So I thought, right, let's rethink this again. It's a new hole. It's got a new concept. So let me just read through the blueprint again. I was like, right, looking down for the thing, because it was missing, obviously, explosive defense, and it was missing, obviously, penetrative defense. And then we looked at, obviously, the capabilities of the Pride, and it said, right, okay, great. Get it by itself, and when it comes in, it'll have this nice explosive. So thinking that's fantastic. And then obviously we clock down. Now we find out that actually that piece of the mechanic of the blueprint was not working at all. Evidently, when Cataclysm Mortars hit it, by God, it made a mess. So yeah. So the rumor is that was a waste of time. We're going to do a reset and then maybe another preview before the raid goes live again. So,
but, Mark, if I may, I think, at least in that case, it is a preview, and that's what previews are for. I mean, they were supposed to let us evaluate and give our feedback on the hull, but, okay, if there's a bug and they found the bug in preview, yay to them, right? That's how
what was that bug,
though? The prideful special ability, because just so you know, this new hull doesn't have bloodthirsty, like the Tier 5 family of conquerors. It has something called prideful instead, and that ability was not clicking in, was not turning on, right?
Yeah.
Because of that, the hull had 0, because the explosive deflection for the Pride is in the special ability, and the special is not kicking in, so any explosive part was killing the hull.
It was basically a void preview, really, because you couldn't actually test the hull at all.
Correct.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, if you were to say put a Grimshine's Wrath with these ships, would the special ability of that work with them?
If it affects all ships in fleet, it should. It's always done so, I've found.
Yeah, but with the Grimshine Wrath and Grimshine Berserk, because of the way that they did the PvE PvP divide, like that ship's going to die in a second before you even are in the channel to use that ability.
Yeah.
Well, you just load it up with Panda Mortars and have it take a hit or two, and then everything else goes berserkowitz. And then
did you notice on the Pride the blueprint though? Okay, basically it said no other ship can be within 25, whatever it was of it. So it's tile and a half basically, or tile and a bit. And if anything was, then Prideful wouldn't work. So it had to be basically a standalone hull. But then obviously so you bring in, like some people were, I'll know what I'll do, I'll bring in a Fury with it. Well, then the Prideful won't work because the Fury's in there doing its, I'm going in with my Fury.
Unless you keep the Fury far enough away, then it works.
So it's almost like run the Fury in front if you can, let it stun things and let the Prideful then obviously do its business. But then obviously you're trailing a Prideful behind a Fury, and then the Cataclysm Mortars are just knocking the crap out of it,
Unless you trail the Fury behind the Pride.
I expect the Pride to be part of a series of T6 hulls, and probably from that series, this guy sounds like it should be the tank, because fast hulls moving usually will not be hit by mortars, usually. So this guy should probably be the spotter, but the reality is it was not working, it was way too weak without the ability.
It didn't work, and it's a new ability. Nothing had ever been coded like this, where it's exclusion, nothing around it. So it didn't work. It's something new. Hey, that's fine. They take it down, whatever. But Salim Bradley did not approve of that. So
let's take the fact that its special wasn't working, so we couldn't really fully test it. Do you guys have any positives about the whole? Is there anything you actually really liked about it, or could see potential in?
Well,
go on, Bob, you go for it, mate. Go on.
No, I was just going to say, from a couple of videos I did watch from that preview, a couple of guys were using the fleet and training the fleet, like going 1 and then leaving a gap and then 2, and they seem to do quite well. So it does look like there is going to be use for them.
Yeah. I noticed that I wasn't able to go into the preview myself. I was too busy that night, but I did manage to catch Stu's video, and there was some fails in there, and I could certainly see that the hull was a bit flawed in some areas, which is obviously to do with that special, but he did get in a few bases as well, and he was doing exactly what you said there. He was trailing ship by ship, and they've got some incredible building DPS. Like I was just amazed at how fast they're shredding.
The scatter guns are good, and the range of the 20% boost puts them up to 100. You know, the concept's great, and the fact they do the narrow engage and that sort of stuff. If you build right special in, it's brilliant. So the potential is there good. I want to see. I mean, hats off to them. Okay, then they put it in 2 weeks prior, not a week prior. We have got time to turn it around again and do another one, that sort of stuff. And it's great, as obviously, you know, we've just said in the chat there. It's far better to buck around now. It's just unfortunately that this week has been a interesting week, to say the least, in the game, and it's just another compounding issue, isn't it?
Did I see a raid video out as well today?
Yeah.
Well, the raid video was out yesterday, and the stats for that raid video are different to obviously the stats that were there on the Prideful blueprint that was in the preview as well.
But isn't the raid set to be starting on the 16th?
Yes.
Yep.
So that's like the earliest raid video in the history of BP, surely.
And the release of the stats now, because they're going to go back and do a rework of the fleet. So if it's just the Prideful that's not working, they've forgot a mechanic to switch it on, then the stats are already now showing in the video.
Well, but they're only showing some of the stats, though. I think there's room for them to add stuff.
I was just going to say, you'd think that the stats in the video, like, they're not going to change the video. So
yeah, I don't think so.
You would think that would be the final version of stats.
I don't know. I've seen release notes changed. Hey, George.
Seen raid briefings change.
And something brought up, I mean, Ford, I think, brought it up in chat, and I think it's right, and I agree. You know, we don't want to go back to the whole of the month that wins against everything, right? It's tier 6, it has an extra special, stronger weapons, and yada, yada, but it's still going to be part of a rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock mechanic where that whole has weaknesses, and you need to, for now, mix it up with other T5 conquerors, and in the future, other T6 conquerors to hit the tough bases, right?
I agree, and I do think that, like, we kind of are going down this path of, like, I know with the last set of bases, we were meant to have this scenario of rock, paper, scissors, and to some extent it did work, but there was also a level, and I did talk about this in the chat this week, there is like a level of the newest hull is still the flavor of the month. Like, they would bring out a hull, everyone would be using it, and then 3 weeks later it would be patched, and the same with, like, now we seem to be doing the same with these flagship variants. Like, a flagship variant comes out again, it's the new flavor for a few weeks, and I don't see this whole cycle of, let's, you know, this base needs this hull and this base needs this hull. I don't think that rock, paper, scissors element that GD Raken was trying to push into the game, I don't think that it's actually really had the impact that it was meant to, in my honest opinion. I don't think disagree.
It has. Because, you know, other than the revenge, every time something came out, the counter was pretty quick, other than, what was the one that needed the blunderbuss? I mean, I think that was the only one that you had to kind of adjust.
The blunderbuss was there to kill the Fury.
That's it, the Fury. So, I mean, and that wasn't really all that long of a interim between the two either. So, compared to, I guess the thing is that if you put it in context with BP of the past, it's gotten, like, the last set has gotten much better, much better.
And frequently, sorry.
I was just going to say, if they can continue that same thing into this next set of Conquerors, they're not going to, I mean, it's not going to be that bad. I mean, there are a couple of builds that might be a little bit overpowered, but, you know, there's always going to be something that's a big buy.
If I may jump in, and I don't want to over-elaborate the point, but I was, one of the rare occasions I was actually reading the forum last night, waiting for the release notes or some news about the maintenance. And some guy was there complaining that the Gargoyle 3 turret can't kill a ship single-handedly, right? Saying that the turret's brand new, but it's weak. And I just think that, in all honesty, that is a player that fails to grasp the strategic element of the game. You know, the game is not there so you install a single turret and kill everything, just like the game now is not there where you get a single conqueror and you can go around defeating bases. I mean, you're going to defeat very weak bases, but it's kind of like, hey, the gargoyle tree is great against the spite, but it's going to fail against the retribution. The blunderbuss hurts the fury, but blah blah blah. The cataclysm hurts, but you know,
combinations.
You do need to put the elements together, both in defense and in attack. And I think that part of the game is working. It's just like I put a video out the other day about how to build spites, and somebody wrote a comment saying, "Yeah, but spites they just die against gargoyles, so they suck." I'm like, yeah, you're missing the point here.
But for me, like, I thought that the whole point, right, was that you would adapt your base to block one fleet, and you would therefore open yourself up to be weak to another fleet. But for me, my experience as a player hasn't been like that. Like, I adapted my base to stop revenges, then I adapted my base to stop vendettas, and then I adapted my base to stop that hole, and all the while progressing my base through those 4 or 5 months, I never made myself weak at the back end to allow that other ship in. Like, I just stayed strong to all of them. So that whole process of rock, paper, scissors, if you make yourself strong to that, you're going to be weak to that, never had any effect in my gameplay. And that's where I feel that it was flawed.
But you're saying...
But I think recently, right, Liam, because recently when we got OP9 and the new OP9 level turrets, now all of a sudden the T5 conquerors, they started faltering against all the strong bases. I mean, right now with the T5 conquerors we have, without the flagships, you don't stand a chance against any top-notch base. And even with the flagships, in many cases, it's really hard. I see people sacrificing 4 or 5 suicide prep flits, right? Or retributions or whatever, just to kill something so they can get in. But I think right now we're in that transition between T5 and T6, and that's what's happening.
Yeah. Okay. We'll move on, mate. That's only half an hour. Okay, we got that. All I'll just say is, Liam, are you ready for the raid? Have you got the right faceware?
1 second.
Are you ready for the raid?
Hang on, all my facial stuff is going everywhere right now. 1 second. Why have I got like a looking glass on?
I have no idea. Come on, because we want to get back to some slides. So, are you ready for the raid? Come on. He's ready. I am ready for the raid. I'm ready for going.
No one man should have all that power.
Okay, come on. Let's get some slides. Share it off again. Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Right. Okay. So here we go then. Let's have the proper update. Okay. And so it was quite a small one today. So here we go. It's obviously the daily campaigns has now kicked in. So the level 50s to level 79s. Hurrah! Okay. So the mid-level player now is on form, and he can start doing his daily campaigns and obviously get himself some of these. Okay. And so as promised, we're introducing the new daily campaigns for player levels 50 to 79, as I said. Those will be assault targets, okay? So just bear that in mind. It'll be assault targets, as was similar to those who were in the raids from May to August. Does everybody remember that raid format? Brian, do you remember that one?
Yeah. Well, actually, it should be a little more similar. Yeah. I'm just looking. There's a post in the page who details the aggravated assault targets.
So that's the things there. And like I said, once you start your campaign, it lasts for an hour, which is what it basically says there. And at midnight, obviously PST midnight this is. Okay, people get saying, oh, what time's it change? It's bloody midnight. It's as simple as that. It's the same for everybody. It stops at midnight, okay?
If you're not sure what time that is in your local time, use a time zone converter. Google it.
Yeah, and you only got to work that out once a day. In fact, once in the game, because it's going to be the same time then for the next day and the next day.
Yeah, that's the thing about days. They kind of,
it's not
24-hour cycle. Put it on a sticky note on your computer or device. Whatever.
Well, just if you've got a Windows computer, just put up 2 time clocks in the bottom right-hand corner as I do. I've got PST time and I've got my normal time. And I just put my mouse over it and it flies up and tells me both time zones. Job done.
Hey, I just got to say, people are saying in chat that Liam is now properly dressed to drive subs.
Yeah, that's what I'm ready for, because, the Scourge have got these underground bases. Well, I am going underwater bases. Well, guess what? I'm going underwater, and I'm going to fight.
I had a request.
I'm taking it to the Scourge.
I hope you
have a request from the page for next time you said Scourge to just teach you to say Scourge, not Scourge.
Scourge.
He's had enough.
Scourge.
He's had enough. He's going underwater. This March.
That's how they say it. That's how they say it in England, right?
Is it? Is it you guys say Scourge?
In England, they say Scourge, yeah.
Hey, Mark, can you confirm that?
Scourge.
We also
Oh,
pronounced
see?
Brian's name Randick.
Oh, Lord.
Right.
Are we doing this again? Really?
We're
It
not.
continues.
So, yeah.
So
we continue.
forced hooked back. One thing I meant to get on about conquer holes. A lot of times, a good conqueror holes will lack deflection against the damage type that they are. So, kind of a stopgap measure is you win the conqueror hole, kit it up all nice, put it in your base, and then you can keep them out reasonably well at least. So that's something if you don't have the right turrets.
Yeah, no, it's true. And as I posted a video recently of for mid-level players of a Malice tank following with some vendettas behind it, and you know having a bit of fun and obliterating 5 bases without even going to fix, and then you fix, and it only costs you 8 coin or 4 hours. Someone then in mid-level can go have a bit of fun with that. And that was against some bases with some pretty decent sort of holes. So reasonable range. I started off with a easy base and worked it up to something that had some of the latest stuff in it, and even some cat mortars in there as well. And the Malice still did fine. It's not going to get in the top bases, I get that, but at least you can go and hit somebody. Level is no indicator, but I hit somebody that was a 97. I hit somebody in the 90s and a few 80s. So it's for the mid-level players, you can all have fun, and those ships are out there and available, and the tokens have been available to do them as well. So.
And top tip for assault targets, switchblades. Don't forget the switchblades.
No, don't go there. Okay.
Who level 50 to 79 is going to have switchblades on Apollos? Or switchblades at all?
Why does Liam have a tiara? Is it little Princess Liam? Is that what it is now?
Look,
his real self is coming out to life.
Look,
It's a diversion. You look at the tiara, and then he just punches you. Or
it's not about what you wear.
Now.
It's about how you wear it. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Can I just say something, right?
The Little Mermaid.
Monster, you glad you came back, mate? Has it changed?
That's why he hasn't spoken.
The show has basically just gone downhill since you left, like at a gradual decline.
He's not said anything for 15 minutes, and I only imagine he's just like, going out for a smoke, going like, "What is this bull? What have these people done?" Out.
Tito's just put down, Liam, stop trashing Lucy's box. I have no idea what that means.
Oh man,
that's another show.
That's a whole different video.
We don't watch that show. We're talking about
sometimes I don't watch that show.
Does she still get smashed every day, Liam?
Every day, her base gets smashed every day.
That's not what she said. Just to be
She
clear.
gets smashed every day, all right? What do you want me to do about it?
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
Okay,
Especially
this is turning into the crib. Right, come on, let's move on. So, okay.
Daily campaigns. It's the same chest, probably with reduced prizes? Question mark. Someone confirm, deny in chat. I don't know.
Until somebody's had a go at it that's a low level, I won't know what's in there. But yeah, great, fantastic. It's a prize chest. Go do it. Go open it up, and then put some shit on the page and let us know what. Oops, I just swore. And then let us know what's in there. All right, because we have no idea yet. However, there we go. Look, that's the most important bit. You do get an indication there, and I've tested it a few times because I can throw away uranium because I can get it easy. Or then that pop-up screen there on the right-hand side does warn you that basically if you click and open that chest, you're going to attempt to overstack in one of those areas, whether it be base parts or whether it be uranium or whether it's you can't. So you'll lose a part of it. Okay,
Yeah.
It's better.
Impossibility.
So-
I think.
so it's-
I think what it. Go ahead, Brian.
So one of the interesting things is back a slide. It said Citadel fragments. You get Citadel fragments or Citadel tokens. A couple things with that. One, you're getting rewards on a garrison target for hitting an assault target, which what? And
But it takes you
also
to a new area, which is good in the game because a lot of people still want Citadel stuff. So
yeah,
Well, that's
and
okay. I mean, remember, we got the Tide Seeker by hitting assault targets, and then now we got the Ironclad by hitting skirmish targets. So it's always the one from before, right? In this case, because it's for low levels, they are assuming that if they go 2 cycles before, people should have that technology more established.
yeah,
And
there's
next
an-
cycle.
assumption.
And next cycle is going to need the Citadels.
There's
Next
an interest-
cycle, we'll need
Garrison.
Citadel. So, yeah, so
yeah,
guys, use the fragments, unlock the Citadels. That's for the mid levels, low levels, right? get those tokens and build and rank the citadels, because comes April, guess what? The citadel will be the second best option for the raid. Like the Centurion is the second best option for now.
And the other quick thing is one of the people, someone had inadvertently gotten one of these chests last week when it was out in error for a short amount of time, and they mentioned getting tier 6 garrison fragments, which don't exist in any other known way. I don't know if that was a glitch, and maybe they might have fixed that and taken that out of the prize pool, but taken literally, it's just, I guess, the whole fragments, I guess you need for to unlock the Citadel. Is that how that works?
I suppose, I don't know. I didn't have to, because obviously I went and won it. So I have to say, until somebody starts showing obviously what's been inside their chests, then we aren't going to know.
You get in trouble for that.
Inside their rewards.
Sorry, Brian, what was the question again, Brian?
If I say post your chests on our page, you know what's going to happen.
So
better than saying post your box. I mean,
don't do that either.
George, shut up. Let Brian talk.
Yeah, so the Citadel fragments, I was wondering, in the Foundry, if you did not have a Citadels already claimed, if you needed 4 Citadel fragments to get it, or what the purpose of Citadel fragments would be otherwise.
Well, yeah, so the answer is, that is exactly for people who don't have Citadel. So you can get
okay, thank you.
Citadel fragments, and if you have the components from Forsaken Mission that are a requirement for claiming a Citadel, you get the fragments here, you get the components from tier 3, I think, FM, or tier 4 tops, and then you can claim the Citadel and have the blueprint.
Well, you need Citadel fragments for each upgrade as well, don't you?
You do, 4 for each level, but the first 4 are just to claim the blueprint.
Right.
Yeah, then you have the Citadel though, and it's fine because you can do 109s a lot easier.
Yep.
Really.
I'm looking to see what the prizes are for claiming the.
So obviously the prize packs inside. I have to speak to some of the lower levels in my alliance and see what they get and that sort of stuff. And I'm still, the one thing I will say. So when you open up a chest, and let's say you use, that picture there says that there's one unopened chest. So let's say you stack 3 or 4. Even if you scroll through and say I'm going to open up chest number 2, it's still a random. Okay, it's a bit like doing the cruise and that sort of stuff. It's a random, but basically it's just saying, look, you have a chance of overstocking. It doesn't mean that chest has got enough uranium to overstock you. It just says, warning, it has a potential to have enough stuff to overstock you. So if you just click on chest number 1 and you click that, and that picture pops up. If you go to chest number 2, that picture still pops up. And then if you go to chest number 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7, because some of us have got a couple of extras, okay, then you will still get the same picture. So just bear that in mind, okay? That's the only thing I'm going to say. So it's not necessarily about the chest, it's just about the capability. Right.
Exactly.
Whatever you mean by that. Yeah, let's move on.
The capability to overfill. Yes. All right, here we go. So we didn't bother with the pictures because obviously they've come in previous shows and that sort of stuff. But just to say, obviously, the Clash of Titans is on. I've clicked on it. I've got nothing to get, so I can't do it. But it's obviously still come up as a TLC for myself. But you can see the prize packs there. It's quite good. Somebody did say they've made in fact, who did the George? Sorry, that was yours, wasn't it? You did the stream for this with Imri. And you did it with a couple of others, didn't you, as well? And said that basically prize pack 1, the target was a bit harder than it used to be.
From what people were telling us, yeah. I mean, because back when it first started, I think I did it with just 2 cannons or 3 cannons, and now you can't pull it off with just that. I think you need like a minimum of 4, or it's 2 mortars and 3 cannons, something like that.
I did recently a video where I was finally able to beat pack 1, and then a month later I did another one where I beat pack 2. It is getting progressively harder. So to beat pack 1, I needed 2 Titan mortars, or whatever the basic mortar is called, and I need 4 cannons.
Wow.
With some launchers on the cannons and and flanks 4.
Yeah, Imri did it with 2 mortars and 3 cannons, and one of the cannons had a couple of launchers on it, on the one that was mounted on the right. I mean,
the right side is always the harder. Yeah.
The video actually has a run through of the entire campaign, each set, and what you.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good video, I must admit. Now, and that's definitely gone up, because I remember doing it with 3 cannons and 1 rocket.
Yeah, at the beginning, the very first one, very first time, I think I did it with only 2 or 3 cannons, and you can't do it out. You can't do it like that now.
Yeah, pack 2, I needed 2 rockets to do pack 2. 2 rockets, 4, 5 cannons, and 2 mortars.
Yeah,
And
I mean, in this video,
Dorito just said in the YouTube chat there as well that he made a post on the forums with an explanation of the megaship targeting fix.
Yeah.
No,
I've seen that as well. So basically, the rockets were basically going and firing on. So if a ship was in the way and that sort of stuff, the rockets were not actually firing on the ship. You know, so if somebody else's fleet was coming in, they'd go for the module first, and actually they should be attacking the other player's ship that's coming in to assist that person. So if they were stepping in between the two, they could go and attack your megaship and not get taken out by the opposing person's rockets, which is not the thing, is it?
There's a couple of glitches right now with the targeting in the mega hulls.
No way.
That's being looked at. So
stop.
I'm not sure what's going on quite yet. So I would expect some changes still because right now they're targeting. Like I had one guy send me a video, and the opposing he engaged the opposing mega hull, ended up targeting his drone modules and his bridge before the front turrets that were closer to the mega hull.
Are you telling me it's subject to change?
Subject to change.
Oh, are you telling me something in this game doesn't work right?
No, I haven't looked at this mega hull since I've come back. Is it still, if you're collecting parts and somebody hits your hull while you're collecting your parts, you lose the parts you've already got stacked up?
Maximum one of each.
You lose the parts, yes.
Yeah, all right.
But getting them now is a lot easier.
You don't lose the titanium, but you lose the parts you researched in 24 hours, in 30 minutes. Those you lose.
Yeah, all right. Cool.
Okay, doke. So there we go. There's price packs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like I said, we haven't bothered the pictures tonight because obviously they've been previous slides and it's not a new campaign. And they're the mirror image to what they were before. So it does seem that the hulls themselves are a little bit harder. So and that was definitely sounded out by the guys that did the stream on Sunday. And congrats, guys. That was a good stream, I have to say. Even I sat in and learned quite a bit myself. Right. So this is obviously the top price. We've just expanded that. For those that haven't done level 6 yet, so that's the Exocet missile module. Okay. And those are the baseline stats for it. Yet again, as ever. Okay. Then on the attack mode, all the defensive stats there have all got the bypasses on them against them. So you can see right down through the board, 100% bypass on everything. And then the field effects are in the corner, you know, the plus 20% this and plus 20% that sort of stuff. So pretty generic at level 1. I would say it's underwhelming, George, at level 1, wouldn't you?
I would have to agree. I was not impressed with it.
Okay, I was going to get mine to level 2. Yet. But then somebody come and hit me today. A good friend of mine went, "Oh, hi, yeah, just found you." And they went that we were chatting, and they went, "Mate, you just killed my megaship."
Was it Emery?
No, it wasn't actually. No, it was Quark, actually, a good friend of mine from a long time ago, and that sort of stuff. And he just probably popped into our world. He went, "Oh, just come and say hi." I went, "Oh, hi, mate." They went, "No, that's all right. This is all hi."
Thanks.
But it was quite fun. So it was quite good. Yeah, Robin's just put the link that Laredo was talking about actually up in the chat there, which is ideal. So that's worthwhile. Thanks, Robin, for that. We like it. There's mods in the background. It's great. I'm loving this. This is good. Yes, got to keep an eye on several screens. That's the only thing, but it's good. So there we go. There's the Exocet for those that haven't got it. I've got one on mine. I've done them level 1. I'm going to crank it up because apparently a couple of people have done it already and said that it starts getting good at level 3. Okay. Oh, and then someone's just said in the chat it's level 4. So yeah, that's going to take an awful lot of bits, but it's a challenge, isn't it? We got to get on. Right. Okay. So there we go. Tier 6 prize. Like I say, the PowerPoint slides will be up on the page as soon as we finished. Oh, I think this is Stu's turn now. This would be good because he's just done this. Take it away, Stu. Tell me about your Iron Maiden TLC.
Well, I've finished off my 3 Tide Seekers the other day. Well, I finished the 3rd one. I mean, they're not that well ranked. They're like 1 star each. The first 4 in each one are auto light, and the last ones in each tier I did have to drive and coin a bit to get them back, but it is doable if you're prepared to put a bit of coin to it.
So did you have the Harlock Tide Seeker or just the standard Tide Seekers?
Just the standard one. I've got 3 standard ones, mate. That's all.
All right. Okay, that's good. So you managed to do all 3. You've done all 3 prize packs, haven't you?
Yeah, mate. I've done them all. Yeah.
Check you. That's not bad, is it? That's not bad for an afternoon's work.
Nope.
That's
Afternoon,
good.
try to 10 minutes work.
Yeah, 10 minutes work. Yeah, and a few coin. Yeah, I like the comment and a few coin there. So, do you remember what sort of damage levels you got? Just for those that aren't going to coin, obviously they've got a week to do this. So, do you think that they could probably do price pack 1 and then just fix overnight?
Yeah, they can do price pack 1. Yeah, it's fine. The only time I really started getting that big damage was on price pack 2 and 3. To be fair, but it was like the last one was like, because you could auto from 1 to 4, do 5 with the same fleet, but then as soon as like you hit 6, it was like, no, I've got to fix that now. Like,
okay, all right then.
yeah.
So not too bad with tie seekers, feasible, and you haven't even got the Harlocks one. So there you go. That's a few thing. And obviously, then to do this, if you're a smart sub driver, obviously it's exactly the same it was as the raid format before with the Hellwraith raid. So, or a very similar sort of target. So if you have got Tiger, in fact, Ren, didn't you do it with Tiger Sharks one of the levels? Did I see a video of yours?
Yes, I use my alt account that's level 75, 76 now. And I did packs 1 and 2 with Tiger Sharks without spending a penny.
Wow. So that's good. So then you get the
pack
whole...
Pack 1, I actually screwed up and I lost a couple subs. So because you have 6 hours, I was able to dock, repair, come back with 40 minutes to go and still finish it. And pack 2, I didn't make mistakes.
Yeah, because I heard quite a few people wanted to get through pack 1 and pack 2, which is not bad. You get the whole, as you can see. They get the cannon system 4, which is nice because you always get the splash bonus as well and the extra things. You get some build tokens there and plenty of VXP. So, worst case scenario, what you're missing is obviously you've got to slow build them. But yeah, again, we've gained another week's FM this month, haven't we? So because with the raid starting the 16th, the one that's about to kick off is a bonus week really for us, which is not bad because February's a short month. I think it's quite good news, to be honest. Yeah, decent. And I saw your video. I think did you do price pack 3 with a Hellwraith set or something like that, did you? Rightly?
I did pack 3 with Hellwraith, yes.
Right, okay.
It's a mix. I actually did the first few easy encounters with Tide Seekers because it's faster.
Mm-hmm.
And then I finished the last 2 with Hellwraiths because if you do them with Tiger Sharks, as Monster said, you're going to have to spend some coin because they will die at least a couple times as you try to finish pack 3.
Just like the typical old raid pack, yeah. If you get snagged, it's going to cost you a lot, yeah, in time, obviously, as well as coin potentially. Okay, good. Right, so for those that haven't got them or haven't got as far as he thought they had, and they've progressed a little bit further in building their Tide Seekers, then hopefully you should have a reasonable attempt at that. It's good. Right, Brian's section. Are you ready, Brian?
It is all over me. Let's go. This is the part where you change the slide.
I have.
Why am I not seeing it? There we go. Okay. Fixed an issue where the Wake Tactical Module Aura was being displayed off-center from where its actual area of effect was.
Really?
I guess if you use that still, okay, good for you. I haven't seen it used.
Guys, all in chat, is anybody using a Wake Tactical Module at the moment? I'd be really, really interested. Just say
obviously the person that noticed the bug must be using it.
I feel like we should ask these questions in the page because there's not a lot of people watching right now, but just, yeah, are you using the Wake Tactical? Oh, yes, I am. And that's one guy.
Yeah, exactly.
So it come out 2 years ago. 2 years later, they fixed it.
I was going to say, has anybody even built one of these things?
I have them built. I used them a long time ago to do the first incarnation of the River Dredge where we could get uranium from. That very first incarnation, I used Monarch with Wake module to drag Atlas carriers across at first.
Oh, there's a guy, Daniel, says he's got them and he uses them. And obviously,
I actually once seen someone use them on a Vanguard, I think, and
to drag it around.
Yeah, they were dragging in. What are they called now? What was the radioactive launcher base guard? A draconian one that looked like 2 ships.
Enforcer.
It was like Enforcer. Yeah, they were dragging enforcers in as basers. it was a gimmicky build, but it worked actually.
I'll get you to 9 combat speed.
Someone was using an enforcer to prep, and he was using one to like drag it in. Though.
Because of extra range, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the time, obviously having that 100 range or whatever it was it was well over the maximum in the game.
Game winner.
So.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, moving on.
Fixed an error message pop-up that was showing placeholder text when a player attempted to relocate their base to a sector where there was not enough room to place the base.
Do you remember that one just said text? It said text, and then it had some random gobbledygook above.
Something like, do you want to buy resources or whatever?
Yeah, it said about some resources, yeah. So basically, if you were trying to relocate to a sector that was already full, instead of saying you can't relocate here, it's full, it's just coming up saying text, and then resources are full or something like that. It was just coming up with a load of rubbish. Yeah, TT text base or something like that, it was saying. Really weird.
Added more detail to the description for the anti-rocketeer turrets to explain that accuracy increasing specials do not increase the accuracy for shooting down launch pad rockets.
I
think that's
I'm
important.
the one to blame for that.
No, thank you, because
someone raised, sorry, Brian, but someone raised that question on the Battle Pirates base design page, saying, I think was there, saying that it didn't work. I asked Kixeye, and they tested and said, yeah, it doesn't work, and we're going to clarify the description to say it doesn't work.
And it shouldn't, because if it did, if you had got that 4th level that was like 70% or something, or 75, and you put 40% on that, then you're shooting down every rocket, and that's a little
it's
too
not
good.
possible. So that was Ren that did that one, yeah?
Thank you, Ren.
Yeah, blame me for that
Blame
one.
Ren.
Well done, mate. Moving on.
We are all hosts. Covering cannons built on mega ships will now properly always target enemy standard fleet ships before targeting modules on an opposing mega ship.
Okay, so this one is obviously exactly where Laredo was just saying in the chat there. So, and obviously it's been posted up, the link for that as well now. So, yeah. So actually the things are actually going to fire out the things they're supposed to be firing at and not just targeting the mega ship and ignoring everything else. So that's a good thing as far as I'm concerned.
It used to do it. I don't know when it switched either. I'm trying to think, because every time I've engaged with a regular fleet in a mega battle, I'd get shot.
I haven't been, because I've been playing that track. I come in down the left flank basically, then switch between the two ships, and I don't get hit. So I just sit behind their mega ship with my secondary fleet if I'm supporting somebody, and I just take everything out because they don't target me. They target the mega behind me, or try to.
So it's got to be a recent thing, because I've been out of an alliance for a while. So
now I've got to think about driving and stuff and tactics. Yeah. Okay. Is that it? Are we done? We're done, aren't we?
I think that's it.
Slides, yeah. So, and 10 minutes to spare. 12 minutes, in fact.
Okay, we can end the slides then.
And we kind of screwed around in the middle there.
I was just going to say, is there anything? I think Ren, you had a point you wanted to bring up, didn't you? I'll let you go into that.
Yeah, it's something that to me it's not easy to say, because I just don't like that, but it doesn't change the fact that it's reality. Everyone's probably seen a pattern by now, and I'm not going to blame any players for taking advantage of when Kixeye screws up, right? But we know yesterday some players had tons of tokens, and they got stuff built and upgraded with those tokens that were added by mistake, by glitch. Then later at night, there were more tokens, and again, players took advantage of that. Some did, some did not. Some were not online when the glitch happened. George and I actually thought that the second batch of 1 token of each was sort of a gift for everyone to compensate for some players getting 400 tokens for 10 minutes. Most people didn't take advantage of that, but some did. Then you go back and you look at like last raid, when in World Alpha for the first hour, the TLCs, instead of paying 45K, were paying 4.5 million, and people who took advantage of that glitch actually got 90 million points in raid. Right, wow. And then you look at daily campaigns now last week, when some people were able to do them every 15 minutes, every 30 minutes, and stacked like over 10 chests. You know, it saddens me a lot, and I don't blame the players, but it saddens me that time and again, people who are online at the right time to take advantage of a glitch get to keep the benefits. I mean, you know, I don't think anybody would complain if Kixeye were to do some sort of rollback and take that away, because, you know, it didn't
they really
pay
can't
for that or work for that. I'm not going to go into the merit whether or not they could roll back the state of the database or run a script just like they successfully ran the script to fix the metal system, right? But what I'm trying to say is just like, here's one advice to everyone. Next time you see a glitch, go for it, because you're going to get to keep whatever benefits you reap from that glitch. Okay, you see a glitch in the campaign, you see a glitch in the raid, you see a glitch in the game, just go for it, because time and again, I mean, people who bought the Millennium Gun and was paying 105 coins, but instead you were getting 500 coins, everyone got to keep that money. Everyone who took advantage of the glitch, any of these glitches, got to keep whatever they earned. So as much as it pains me and it goes kind of against my moral compass, next time you see a glitch, go for it, because you're getting to keep whatever you make out of it. It's said this way.
I mean, it's a little...
Sorry, Leon, just to finish, sorry. And this whole day, my little clown hat here is just to pay homage to the players who did not take advantage of these glitches yesterday.
Like me.
Me either.
Yeah, I mean, we
have to say, hang on.
Sorry.
No, let's go, mate.
I was just going to say, like, I mean, as you say, we have had so many glitches, and so many players have been able to, like, get ahead in a sense. I don't know if you guys remember as well, one that you maybe forgot there, Ren, is when OP9 came out, there was also a resource glitch that allowed people to overfill their warehouses. And by doing so, everyone finished level 9, the wall upgrade in like one day, basically, which gave people a huge advantage. You know, this whole token fiasco, I mean, how many people have just finished fleets and finished builds or megaships and whatnot? I mean, I'm not against players like getting any kind of benefit, but Kixeye should really consider how they deal with these situations, because a player like myself, I spend up my money to build my fleets, or I go out and win tokens with fleets that I've spent money on, and you know, it's not fair. It isn't fair. I'm not personally. I don't really give a damn, to be quite honest. I don't actually give that much of a damn. But it is very unfair. It is very unfair for players that do play straight and do stick to the rules, because basically Kixeye are giving hall passes out left, right, and center with their glitches.
I do want to add a little too, because I am that clown that Ren is dressed up as, because I actually did have a chance to hit all of those massive tokens when they first came out. I did a test on like 3 of them and then sent in a report and left it, you know, and was like, eh. And then I saw so many people taking advantage of it later on, and I was like, what the, you know, I felt a little bit foolish. And then we got the next set of tokens. It was like 1 token of everything, and I was like, oh, cool. You know, this is like when they screw up, they're like, okay, we're sorry. And then those disappeared after the, you know, umpteen-hour update last night. And you know, I feel more aggravated. I can understand the first ones, fine. I didn't take advantage of it. Whatever. The second ones, I feel a little bit aggravated by, because I really thought that was like a gift. But the one thing I do want to point out as well too is this is actually causing a little bit more of a gap between those that coin and those that don't, because the coiners have been able to take advantage of a lot of these far better than those that won't coin, which great, is awesome for the game. I'm glad y'all are paying for my game so I can play, but it also is causing a gap right now, because they got the extra coins when they bought the cannon, so they got a double whammy there. You know, we had both of the token issues over the last couple days. The last raid, people in Alpha World. I mean, there's just a bunch of stuff that's, you know, I really honestly, even though I coin very little, if they actually gave something to the people that have not coined, I don't think I'd mind. I just think they have to look at this, because over the last few months there's been a pretty decent list, and not small glitches either. That these are not small things. 400 tokens is immense.
Yeah, I mean, how many ships can you build with that? Do you know what I mean? I mean,
fleets.
I would love, right, and this is if I would love for someone that watches this show, right, someone that did exploit that glitch, Now, I will keep it completely off the record. I will not discuss your name, but I want someone that
I
exploited
already
that
know
glitch
somebody.
to
I
the
already know somebody.
absolute fucking maximum to come and tell me how many ships they got out of that. Because
We
just for my own...
We already know a player
And I
that's
will-
done that, mate, and I'll speak to
I
him.
will
about
keep
it.
it all private, but yeah, Mark, try and find out, because I want to know just what kind of advantage we're talking about here, because we could be talking thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds, you know, and
wouldn't be
kicks are
far
like,
off.
oh well, cool, never mind, sorry about that, guys.
And
for
you remember
those
going
that got
back
it,
to when the ships weren't actually on
great,
server
and-
side and people were just obviously using, God forbid, the hacks and then just knocking out fleets like they were going out of fashion, you know, they were banned.
But to turn around and say,
And
oh
it's
well,
not only fleets, just
you know.
to say, I mean, there were also structured tokens, like hundreds of structured tokens, and people just, if they had the resources or if they were willing to buy the resources and quickly load up the uranium, they could knock down a few turrets to level 8 pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't like the carefree attitude by Kickside to just say, oh well, you know, it happened. For, you know, for those that got it, great, and for those that don't, never mind, we fixed it. Do you know what I mean? That's just bullshit, really. That's a bullshit. That's not a correct way to say something as a business. I don't feel anyway.
Yeah, and a lot of us, I'm sure, play other games, and you know, we may see things that are decried as OP or this or that or whatever, but we generally have a sense of something that should not be. If you remember back to the frontline countermeasure, I was shouting in all the side chats at the time, because I wasn't on any shows, that I was doing a meme that the turret defense on this new special is too bleep high, much like the rent, because it just seemed so far out of whack to me. It seemed that something was very, very wrong, and it turns out it was. This is something like that. You know something's wrong. You know you shouldn't have this, but you can do it and you want to try to get away with it. Maybe you feel like Kickside slighted you, or that they're running a crooked game and this is the only way you can get ahead. Okay, sure. You do your thing. I didn't do it. If I didn't see anything about it, I never saw my tokens get super big. I didn't see anything about retrofits, anything. If I did, I don't think I would have done it, because I would have figured that Kickside would have seen the error and caught it and rolled it back. And they keep saying that, oh, exploiting a known glitch is bannable. And you know there's a problem. You know that it's a glitch, but you can build fleets, so you're going to try. And then it's one thing for a player to go and build those. It's another thing entirely, like Liam just said, for a company to go, oh, that where you got days and weeks and months of ships for free because we screwed up a thing of who knows what, 20 layers deep in code. Whatever, it's fine, you get to keep it. And everyone who was asleep or wasn't on or was doing something else at the time gets no advantage. That's just incredibly poor and unprofessional. And it really says a lot when on one hand you're like, oh, don't exploit known glitches, but at the same time it's like you got what could be negatively affecting our bottom line for hundreds of dollars. Like, I'm sure they lost money off of this, potential money. And there's like, oh, it's fine, they don't even roll it back, which I figured they would do, and still figured they'd do until they said they wouldn't. It's this is bad, and I don't understand why that reaction was chosen, and I disagree with it. I don't care that I didn't get any buffs. If people got ahead of me, whatever, but you do you well, I do me, but just this is poor. Ren, go.
Well, oh,
I
sorry.
was just going to say, Brian, thank you. You know, if anybody ever from Kickside watches this very segment of the show here today, anybody who has a pulse on the cash flow, okay? I'm going to list that again. A month ago in the raid, for 1 hour, people exploited the campaign that was supposed to be for low level and scored like 50, 60, 90 million points. You lost money there, okay? Then there was, before that, a week before, there was an offer where players should have gotten 105 coins and everyone was getting 500. And the message was spreading like wildfire, and so many people took advantage of that. Good for them, good for everyone who took advantage of it, but you lost money, right? And all of that is because I don't really think QA is doing a good job, a half-decent job, okay? And now somebody runs a script to fix a medal issue that really, how many people are being bothered by that? And people get hundreds of tokens for 15 minutes. And I don't know how big is the advantage they got, how many ships, but I know some people got like 5, 6+ ships and some turrets, all built within a few minutes. Kixeye, you lost money, and you're pissing off the players. Just to finish, Lee, I'm sorry. And then, you know, then again at night, more tokens, and people took advantage of that. I mean, you add it all up, God knows how many $1,000 were lost in those glitches, and why? Because things are being rushed. Things are being rushed. I mean, you know, just in this raid cycle, we had how many new halls, how many new specials, how many new prizes, and everything seems to be rushed and poorly tested. Well, and that's what you get. And then, you know, now you do a daily TLC for low levels, where low levels 51, 52 are supposed to be able to do that. And people with rhinos are just dying in that daily campaign and cannot get it done with the tech they have. You need Apollos to do that. Show me a level 52 that has an Apollo. Right? It's a wrong way of like making money. Sorry, guys.
It's there's an even more insidious problem, I think, in that now we have a history from Kixeye going, hey, you know what? It's okay to do this. So I mean, this is like in the last couple months, like 4, 5, 6 major glitches, and they let it go. Well, hell, if one happens tomorrow, guess what's going to happen? Everybody that can do it is going to take advantage of it.
Because they notice repercussion.
Why wouldn't you? Yeah, why wouldn't you? I feel like a fool for not doing it.
From my point of view, like for example, this week, in fact, today I was going to come online and I was going to coin a fleet. I was going to coin a basin fleet. But looking at some of the stuff that's gone on the last couple of days, I thought to myself, no fucking way am I going to come on here and drop 3,000 coin or whatever on a base fleet when some, you know, random Adam next to me has probably just built 2 fleets for free. So and I'm going to come on here and spend my fucking wages on building a fleet when this guy next to me and this guy next to me has just built fucking 20 ships for nothing, and you're telling me it's all right, we fixed it now. Do you know what I mean? That is just such a shoddy way of dealing with this situation. And Kixeye need to you know, grow a bit of backbone on this situation and actually do something correct here, because this is really poor from them. In the last couple of months with these glitches is their attitude and how they've dealt with it is really, really poor. And as you guys know, I'm not normally one to be negative or whine, but this is a serious issue for me.
Yeah, it's a big issue. And they're on one side, they're bleeding money. On the other side, they're trying to make a lot of money with like bringing the repair times back up again on stuff like the Cannoneers and the Zealous, right? But then you bleed money, right? Another one someone mentioned, like when OP9 came out and people could upgrade OP9 and level 8 turrets, everything with base parts for free, right? I mean, you just add it all up, it's bleeding money for poor quality assurance. And then on the other hand, trying to make up money on things, you know, unpopular, like 5-hour repair time for one ship or 9-hour repair time for my Harlock Tide Seeker, the kind of thing.
Yeah. Monster, you go on. You finish off, mate.
Me?
Yeah,
No.
You're happy, mate, are you? You just missed it.
Oh, no. I haven't been on like this game for a while, and I've just dropped a couple of £100 to build these fleets today. And if I'd known about these glitches and stuff, I probably wouldn't have done it. Like,
you feel mugged now, yeah.
Well, yeah, I do, because it's just crazy that. But this is the first that I've heard about it. Like,
yeah, I mean, it was during the evening, in the night for us in the UK and that sort of stuff, you know. So very early in the morning, obviously in Oz and that sort of stuff, but obviously in the evening, perfect time for those in the States, you know. So they were like that. Yeah, we're all live, we're active, we're around, and hang on. No, I'll just say one thing, okay? So somebody in the chat mentioned, you know, glitches aren't listed and that sort of stuff. So how would a person know whether he's doing right or wrong by taking advantage of it? Okay, if you weren't entitled to those tokens, you weren't entitled to those tokens. You can't turn around and say, oh, look, Kixey's just given me 4,000 tokens for nothing. Yes, they're in your base, and yes, you're going to use them, and well done to you, because you're not going to get any repercussions from it. But the fact is the fact. If it ain't in there and you haven't earned it, you know, you haven't earned it. It's as simple as that.
The first bunch you can say common sense. The second bunch, I honestly thought that was like a, hey, we screwed up, we're sorry, you know, here y'all have a token of each. Because honestly, it was after all that mess of the weekend, and it wasn't excessive. It was literally 1 token of each. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And today I get up and they're gone. I was like, I guess that was another glitch. I mean, that one, I honestly, I can't see anybody. If anyone used that second batch, I have no problem with that, because I honestly was under the impression that was an oopsie from Kicks to us, the players.
I thought the same. I even asked around, and I actually use not all of them, but a few of them. The 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 of each token.
Yeah. And honestly, that would have been a great thing for them to do, but you know.
Time's running on, guys. We're hit past the hour.
Yeah,
Liam, back to you, mate.
It is a shame that we kind of ended the show on a bad note there, but you know, we need to bring these points up, and I really do hope Kickside do listen, and I hope that they consider acting further upon what's happened this week, because if it stays as it is, there's going to be a lot of upset players, and I think it's also going to change the attitude of the player base as a whole moving forward. So I would really like to see further action on this. I hope it's not just something that are just going to sweep under the rug. But yeah, I mean, it's a shame to end on a negative note like that. But we had to say what we had to say, and that's it. So you know, I'm just going to leave that there. Thanks everyone that's been on the show tonight. Monster, it was great to see you coming back on the show. One of the TFC originals. I hope your listening tonight of the glitches has not soured you from making a return in game, because it would be good to see you in the season, mate.
Well, thank you.
No, it would be good. It would be great, and it would be great to see you on some shows as well if you decide to continue. And thanks to everyone in this chat. We've had a great group in the YouTube chat tonight. We've had a good bit of discussion and feedback there. So thanks for that, and thanks Laredo as always. And guys, that's it. So we'll see you on Saturday's show, and maybe, who knows, we may have some good news. I don't know. I won't hold my breath for that one. But yeah, we'll see you on Saturday's show. Take care, everyone. Have a good week, and good night.
Have a good night, everybody.